There are 4 different
Yes, 4 different
colonies in each hive. And each got 4
See, now
frames.
this division board I can withdraw and unite those 2. But I cannot unite all the 4.
No. Would we disturb if we...
Well, I don't want to have no smoke, you say. I mean, I don't like to disturb them.
No.
Yes. And there's always a risk of
Damaging the queen.
you
Yes.
see. And this feeder, you see, there all the 4 nuclei feed from one feeder. You see, that also saves a great deal of trouble. And now, you say, when the feeder is nearly empty, the bees from this one can come up and clean the feeder.
Yeah, that's very handy.
Well, it's described in the book, you see.
Yes.
In the book it is.
And this is tight for...
Then
It's tight. It doesn't...
that's paraffin wax.
And that's enough not to drench them? It doesn't sip through?
No, well, of course, the paraffin wax, you see, we have a tank, and the paraffin wax is heated, and then the whole feeder is dipped in, you see, and then, well, that's then every 5 years.
Why are these nets here? The net here,
Well,
why?
that's to give them additional ventilation. You see now, in August, in a month's time, they'll be very strong, you see. Then if it's hot like today, they require additional ventilation. Then we take the board off, you see, and then they get through ventilation. Let's just go out and see about the eggs, you see. You see now, but this would be just right. There are already larvae there. You see, they said they would go on Saturday. You see, there are larvae in the middle.
But out.
One. See, there are larvae in here. You see.
Yeah, there are larvae.
There are larvae.
Very
You see,
good,
they would
very
have
good
been
age.
just right for you
Yes.
to take away this afternoon.
Yes, and the eggs, here are eggs
Yes,
too.
you see. But I mean, now as you are going on Monday, I rather fear, but those larvae will be too old.
Yes, but there are eggs too that will be
Yeah,
developed.
Yes,
in the
right.
outer.
Yes.
You just see there's some eggs over here. Well, I must go down. I'm just one foundation short. There is none there anymore.
Can I fetch a foundation for you?
Yeah, but if you can drive me down, then Pelle.
Yes,
I
sure.
have to go down to the garage.
Yes.
You see. I thought there were sufficient, but there were only 2 foundations. You see, now I want
Yes.
to.
You want to have a foundation for the other
Yes,
two?
for the
Yes.
others.
Okay.
If you can drive me down. Then
Yes,
I
of course.
back again. You see, actually, I think this is the best breeder of the lot.
This 1-to-1.
Yes.
There-
Well, they're sisters.
Yes.
Those 2 are sisters.
Your way of giving them names, 1-to-1, is that the number of the hive out in the bee apiary?
Yeah, but no, that's the hive where the breeder queen, the number 1-to-1 came from.
Yes.
Those are daughters.
And they bring the sign, the number here.
Well, no, that's only the pedigree.
Yeah, I
You
see.
see, they have each a different number.
Yes.
They have each a different number, but the same mother.
Yes, I see.
The same mother. Well, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yes, Excuse. When you think, please let it come out, and it come in here.
Oh,
Yes?
Lord, yes.
This is one of the daughters of the best breeders.
Yes,
Yes? And you are preparing her for...
yes, for eggs for grafting.
Yes? You will put in an empty foundation to
Yes,
make space for laying eggs.
yes.
And those eggs are meant to be brought to Sweden.
For Sweden, yes.
Yes? Why was it that you chose this daughter to be a breeder?
Well, because she was an outstanding, the colony was an outstanding, did outstandingly well, you see, and they were very good tempered and all that sort of thing.
These bees here, are they her workers?
Yes, those are her workers. She has been there for, well, I would have to look it up. She has been there, well, since the beginning of May, you see, well, 2 months, you see, so those are all her bees.
Yes.
It's only this one isn't there as long. And this is a creek, you see. You see, when I opened that, well, they came up, you see the difference
Yes.
between the Buckfast and the, as far as timber is concerned. So, they are a bit agitated. The strange thing is that when they are crossed with our bees, you get approaches that are more gentle than the pure Buckfast.
Yes.
Yes. You see, it doesn't always follow, because a colony is bad-tempered, that when crossed, they'll be equally bad-tempered. You see, it doesn't follow.
No.
No.
Most.
Whereas this one there, you see, that's an F1.
Mhm.
No, they're as good-tempered as the Buckfast.
Yes.
See. Whereas those are the pure. But there again, you see, there are differences. They are not all alike. Some, for instance, the pure Greek I showed you yesterday, this 4 of
Yeah.
6, well, they're as good-tempered as the pure Buckfast.
Yeah. Most beekeepers think that when you get across,
Yes.
they get more aggressive.
Hot-tempered, yes,
Yes.
well, that increases the temperature. Well, I'll just close this.
These got somewhat. They don't come up. The guards don't come up upon the comb here,
No.
but there they do. Yes.
Well, yesterday you asked the question, you see, how can we tell we make progress? Well, here you have got an example. You
Yes.
see, this
An
is the
excellent
pure-
one. Yes.
This is the pure Greek, you say, and here you have got the pure Buckfast.
Yes.
And you see the difference. And now this is an F1 in the corner there, you see.
Yeah.
Well, they're as good-tempered as the pure Buckfast.
Yes. That's a very nice example.
You see, and also you see the propolis. You see the Greek, the pure Greek. The propolis, it's all sticky, you see.
Mm.
But you don't get that in the pure Buckfast.
No, that's a very important thing with handling the bees.
Of
That
course,
the
yes.
combs are clean
Yes.
and tidy.
Yes. You see, I always feel everything sticks, you see, it's all It's all the propolis, you see, it's resinous,
Yeah.
it's sticky, you
Yeah.
see. You see. But that will disappear in the subsequent
In the F1,
crosses.
yes.
Well, that's as much as I can.
In what do you get out of the cross between the pure Buckfast and the Greek? You get rid of the stickiness from
Yes,
the
yes,
propolization.
yes.
But what do you get?
Well, we get a more prolific.
That's
a
the
more
main
prolific.
thing you
well,
gain.
no, there
yes.
are a number of. You see, one of the foremost characteristics of the Greek bee is that it doesn't swarm to excess. It doesn't swarm like the Swedish
No,
bee.
no.
And this is. And then, of course, also the good temper, and well, there are a lot of characteristics. I don't concentrate on one characteristic
No.
only. There must be a combination of characteristics.
Are they very thrifty, as you say?
No, that's a drawback.
That's a
They are not
drawback.
thrifty. You see.
No?
They are not thrifty.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but that, of course, is modified. You see, in the subsequent crosses.
Mm. Yeah. You can get the thriftiness
Yes,
back
yes,
in other crosses.
yes.
Well, those hives are prepared now for. They have enough space to lay eggs now. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
yes, but of course that depends upon the honey flow.
Yes.
You
Well,
see, they just ignore brood rearing now. As long as there's honey about, they concentrate on getting all the honey they possibly can.
and that's also a very good.
Well, it's a very, I mean, the thing what we are aiming at, you see, but in this instance, you see, we would like the eggs, but whether we'll get them, I don't know.
No. Your equipment here in this room at the Buckfast Abbey, in your home apiary.
Yes.
This is the room where you prepare all the
Yes, where we
queens.
do all the raising of the queens.
How is the room organized? I mean, here is a table with an
So that's
extra.
for the grafting, you see, that's for the insemination.
So you do the insemination here.
Yes,
Yes.
We did on Monday, last Monday.
You and who helps you with this?
Well, it's Mr. Donovan does it. I
Yes?
can't do it, I don't see.
No.
No, Mr. Donovan does it, you see.
Uh-huh. The insemination, how successful is that? Every insemination is, the process.
Well, it's insemination, instrumental insemination is very extremely useful to us for making the experimental crosses. You see, we can make a cross. Well, we can say 5 queens. You see, cross with certain drones. Whereas we couldn't do that at the mating station. You see.
No.
Yes, we couldn't do that. But on the other hand, instrumentally inseminated queens are not as reliable as far as their length of life is
No.
concerned. We find that they often they lay marvelously for a year or half a year, then suddenly disappear.
Yes.
So for honey production,
No.
I wouldn't want them in my colonies. I know other people say, and this also depends, of course, if an inseminated queen is kept in a small hive, then of course naturally she lasts longer.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
but there is
for honey
something.
production,
Yes.
you have to put her into a bee hive, and there normally they don't last very long.
No.